Every morning is a new invitation from heaven. When you open your eyes, the breath in your lungs is not a coincidence. It is evidence that God is not finished with you yet. The sunrise whispers, one more chance, one more blessing, one more opportunity to see God's hand at work in your life. But how you begin your morning determines how you will walk through the day. If you start with worry, you carry worry. If you start with praise, you carry peace. That's why the most powerful thing you can do each morning is to speak words of faith, to declare God's truth before the world has a chance to dictate your mood. Speak this every morning, and you will see God move in your life in ways you never imagined when you wake up. Before you reach for your phone, before you check the news, stop. Take a breath and speak these words. Father, thank you for this new day. Thank you that your mercy is fresh this morning. Thank you that I am alive because you still have a purpose for me. Today I choose faith over fear, peace over panic, and gratitude over complaint. When you begin like that, you set the tone for heaven to work through you. You invite God's presence into your thoughts, your emotions, and your decisions. And when God steps into your day, everything changes. You see, the tongue has the power of life and death. What you speak shapes what you see. Too many people wake up defeated because their words align with their worries. They say, I'm tired, I'm stressed. Nothing ever works out for me. And their day unfolds exactly that way. But when you speak God's word over your life, when you say, I am blessed, I am chosen, I am protected, I am loved, I am guided, heaven listens, angels move, darkness trembles. Because faith-filled words carry divine authority. You're not just speaking empty phrases. You are declaring God's promises into your atmosphere. Billy Graham once said, the moment you open your eyes each morning, the devil should say, oh no, they're awake. That's the power of a believer who starts their day with God. When your first words are words of faith, the enemy loses his grip before he even begins to attack. You become untouchable. Not because of your strength, but because you are covered by divine favor. When you speak faith every morning, you remind your soul who's in charge. You remind your fears that they are not the final authority. You remind your problems that your God is bigger. Faith is not pretending everything is perfect. It's trusting that God is working even when you can't see it. So, every morning, lift your voice and speak like this. Today, I walk in victory. I am not who I used to be. I am redeemed, forgiven, and renewed. God is opening doors no man can shut. He is fighting battles I don't even know about. His goodness and mercy follow me everywhere I go. When you speak like that, you align your heart with heaven's rhythm. You create an atmosphere of miracles, because what you continually confess, you eventually possess. Speak blessing, and blessing flows. Speak peace, and peace settles. Speak fear, and fear multiplies. That's why your morning words matter. They build the foundation for the rest of your day. There will be mornings when you don't feel strong. There will be mornings when the weight of life presses hard against your chest. Maybe you've lost something or someone. Maybe you're tired of waiting for breakthrough. But even then, especially then, speak anyway. Declare God's promises louder than your pain. Say, God, I don't understand what you're doing, but I trust you. I know you're making a way. I know you are with me. I know this storm will not last forever. Your faith doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be real. The smallest whisper of trust can move the heart of heaven. Think about the Israelites when they faced the walls of Jericho. The walls didn't fall because of their strength or strategy. They fell because of obedience and declaration. For 7 days they marched and spoke faith. They didn't see immediate results, but they believed anyway. And on the 7th day, the walls collapsed. That's what happens when you speak faith consistently. Your words might not change everything overnight, but they are shaking the foundation of what's holding you back. So don't stop speaking life just because you don't see it yet. God moves in response to faith, not feelings. Each morning, tell yourself, I will not live in fear. I will not let anxiety control me. My God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I will face this day with courage because I know who goes before me. I am not alone. God is with me. He is my protector, my provider, my peace. When you make these declarations, you remind your spirit of truth. You push back the lies that say you're not enough. You silence the whispers that tell you to give up. And heaven takes notice. When you speak this every morning, you begin to notice something shift. Worry loses its hold. Negativity begins to fade. You start walking differently, not because the world has changed, but because your perspective has. You stop reacting and start trusting. You stop complaining and start thanking. Gratitude turns ordinary mornings into sacred moments. When you start your day with gratitude, you open the door for grace. Billy Graham often reminded people that prayer is not about changing God's mind. It's about aligning ours with His will. That's what these morning declarations do. They tune your spirit to the frequency of faith. They remind you that no matter what today holds, God is still in control. He still sits on the throne. He still works all things together for the good of those who love Him. So, speak this every morning, Lord. Thank you that I am not defined by my past. Thank you that every failure is forgiven, every wound is being healed, every burden is being lifted. Thank you for giving me strength to rise again, courage to believe again, and faith to keep walking, even when the path is unclear. When you speak words like these, heaven begins to orchestrate divine appointments. People will come across your path who are meant to bless you. Doors will open you didn't even knock on. The peace of God will cover you like a shield. Maybe today you're standing at a crossroads unsure, afraid or waiting for direction. Speak this, Lord. Order my steps. Let your will be done in my life today. Guide my words, my actions, my thoughts. Help me see people the way you see them. Help me love when it's hard, forgive when it hurts, and keep faith when I'm tired. That's not weakness. That's power under control. That's faith that stands tall, even in the storm. You were never meant to begin your day defeated. You were meant to wake up as a child of the King, confident, peaceful, and full of purpose. That's why you must speak like royalty. Kings don't complain, they declare. Children of God don't beg for victory, they walk in it. So lift your head and speak boldly. Today I walk in divine favor. I am surrounded by goodness. I am a magnet for blessings, not because of who I am, but because of whose I am. God's light shines through me. His power works in me. His angels guard me. Every morning is a battlefield. The enemy attacks early, in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your routine. But you have a weapon, your words. When you speak God's promises, you draw the sword of the Spirit. You push darkness back. You proclaim truth over lies. Don't underestimate the power of your voice. What you speak in faith today can rewrite the story of your tomorrow. When you speak these words every morning, you build spiritual momentum. Day by day, you become stronger, calmer, more aware of God's hand on your life. The things that used to shake you no longer control you. You begin to see trials as training, setbacks as preparation, and pain as a platform for purpose. Because you've learned to speak not from your circumstances, but from your covenant with God. Remember this, your morning words are seeds. Every declaration is a seed of faith planted in the soil of your destiny. You may not see the fruit yet, but it's growing. Keep watering it with praise. Keep nurturing it with prayer. Keep protecting it with belief. In due season, you will reap what you have spoken. God's timing is perfect. His plan is still unfolding. Don't quit before your harvest comes. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, speak life again. Say, "Good morning, Lord. Thank you for another day of grace. I know you are with me, leading me, strengthening me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every challenge today will only reveal your glory. I choose to walk in peace, in faith, and in love." Say it again and again until your spirit believes it. Speak until your fears bow down to faith. Speak until your mind aligns with truth. Speak until joy returns to your heart. Because when you speak God's word, you activate heaven's power. Billy Graham once said, "God has given us two hands, one to receive with and the other to give with." When you speak faith each morning, you're not only receiving peace for yourself, you're giving hope to others. People around you will feel the difference. They'll sense the peace in your presence, the strength in your words, the light in your eyes. You become a walking testimony of God's goodness. That's how God moves through your life, not always through miracles in the sky, through the quiet transformation of your heart, your attitude, and your words. So my friend, speak boldly. Speak confidently. Speak like someone who knows heaven is listening, because it is. Every word of faith you release becomes a bridge between your present and God's promise. You may not see everything yet, but keep speaking. One day, you'll look back and realize every declaration, every whispered prayer, every morning word, they were building something greater than you imagined. So today, speak this: God, I thank you for this day. I trust you with my life. I surrender my plans to you. Move in my heart, in my home, in my work. Use me for your glory. Let everything I touch prosper. Let everyone I meet feel your love. I believe that blessings are chasing me down. I believe that miracles are on their way. I believe that you are moving, even when I don't see it. And as you go through your day, remember your words create worlds. Speak faith and watch your world align with heaven. Speak life, and life will surround you. Speak hope, and hope will rise. Speak peace, and peace will overflow. Speak this every morning, and you will watch God move mightily in your life.